Evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here to discuss something. I kept wondering to myself and asking myself so much of, because I was arguing about myself about this in the last 2 days or whatnot, asking why is things so hard. The interesting about this graph, it says something about, it was really a graph, it was just a meme, but it was really something that spoke to me, and I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it. It says, good times create good times. Bad men creates weak times. And it says strong men or something men create hard times. I don't know if anybody's seen it. I've been arguing about myself about this so many times about why men can be the same way to be and why do you deal with so much of everybody complains and whatnot. Because this spoke to me. I was in the store recently. I was in Walmart recently because it was a couple months back, and I know everybody been hearing about so much of the draft coming back. We've been hearing so much about it. But see, the thing of it is one of those type of things that just it makes me think to myself when this one person spoke to me or said something out their mouth and called me a specific type of name, and I didn't know this person from a can of paint. I didn't know, but it's a kid, and I noticed that these kids these days are disrespectful, very disrespectful these days. I noticed that the young women, they flipping at the mouth. And I think about so much of the draft coming, and I realize I think we need the draft to come back or whatnot. Is we already have hard times, but we gotta have harder times and whatnot. As they said, a great reset. I don't agree with everything they say, but here's the thing: if there's a bunch of strong people that are willing to try to be strong or whatnot, and there's an abundance of people that are weak-minded, saying bad things, saying the wrong things, and we have that a whole lot happening. We got a whole bunch of groups of folks or whatnot that don't raise their kids right. We gotta have a hard time. If there's a hard time, strong men will come along. But there's no strong men these days. There's no strong women. It's a whole bunch of malarkey and whatnot. It's a bunch of nonsense. So we gotta have hard times. If we have hard times, I said this to myself. I said actually have hard times. People realize that they don't have to be scared no more. Because it was something in the Bible that says something long about this, about man's hearts will fail them for fear was gonna come on the earth. I was looking at a movie. I didn't think his name was a movie or whatnot, but it was basically a little short documentary about the Ukraine war and whatnot. And I never could get over the fact that this young man, everybody's houses got bombed out, and this young man, he lost his mother and his father, and he only had his siblings. I think he had about 2 or 3 siblings. I kept thinking about so much of, at the point of we dealing with what if we got invaded or whatnot, and how that man had to take on his siblings and whatnot in a time of crisis and whatnot, and he's a young man, had to take care of his siblings. I think about that a whole much, but say about me, about my situation and whatnot. I think about people that have had mothers and fathers their whole life, and me, I have my godparents and my godmother, well, my godparents pretty much, but people that have their mothers and fathers, and they cry when they leave the earth. They cry when they die. They cry when they're in a sickness or whatnot. They lose their mother. They lose their father. Their mother means the whole world to them. And people question. They say, you ask this on the street of many people. They always say, well, where's God or whatnot? There's no God or whatnot. God took my mom. God took my dad. And they always say these type of things. God took their brother away from them. What if God maybe have taken them away from you because he needs you to be strong without them? He needs you to depend on him. Because there's no dependence on God, what's going to actually happen when things really get rough? Like that kid. All them houses got bombed in Ukraine, and he was the only kid that, I guess I'm assuming, survived or whatnot, and he had a sibling survive. His mother, dad gone, and he had to take on all that responsibility of raising them. I don't know if he raised them in America or the UK or whatever country it was after he got out of Ukraine, but think about that. We need a war. I know we dealing with struggles, but it's necessary that we need a war. We need something that's gonna make men that's gonna be strong. We need something that's gonna make people realize that life is not a game. It's not a joke. Times are coming hard. They're only getting harder. And if you don't realize that, there's gonna come a time when things will really get bad. And you gotta depend on somebody. Can't depend on mom, can't depend on dad because they leave you, or they leave the country and they leave you here or whatnot. I don't know what it's gonna take or whatnot, but whatever the case may be, that does happen. I constantly have dreams about myself going off the grid, going out of place somewhere in Tennessee or Georgia. And I wonder, I say, even if I live down here where I'm living at right currently or whatnot, which is in the state of Florida, I wonder to myself a whole lot is that if there's ever a time that we ever get bombed, if there's some Russian warships out there and they're all bombing us or whatnot, you got people that's slow poking, that's just, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do or whatnot. There's no plan to carry it out. You don't have no weapons. You don't have anything. You don't have no first aid kits. You don't have a bug out bed. You don't have a flashlight. You don't have a satellite phone. What do you have? And it made me think to myself, the people that's just going to depend on you, and maybe God may want somebody. He can use anybody. He can use me. He can use anybody that is a, per se, prepper. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that you got a lot of people that's slow poking. They're always making up excuses of why nothing can't get done. It's always this, it's always that. The government this, the government that. We've seen what happened with COVID. What do you think would happen if we are at war and we get struck or whatnot with a missile? And that happens, we get invaded. And you got people saying my feet hurt or whatnot, and I had to contemplate to myself. I had a dream last night thinking, what if I had to leave somebody because they slow poking, my feet hurt? Well, your feet gonna hurt. It's gonna definitely hurt when I have to leave you behind and you got wolves on you, you got alligators trying to get you. It's gonna hurt then, right? It's gonna be really bad. What if you ever come to a point of you got a person that just, I'm hungry, saying they're hungry? Well, we gotta hunt. Food ain't just gonna come like that. Why can't we just go back into the city? Are you crazy? Times really gotta get hard to a person to realize. And I don't want to have to be a person that has to lead somebody or do like what Harriet Tubman said. People say, I'm gonna go back and tell the slave Harriet Tubman. She had to do them right then and there. And you got a lot of people that's like that these days. They're gonna complain and whatnot. And they're gonna say, we need to go back here. If you ever read the Bible about the Egyptians, not the Egyptians, but the people that I'm not sure it was Moses or I can't think of the guy's name. He tried to lead the people out of Egypt or whatnot, and they kept trying to say, why can't we just go back to Egypt? And there's gonna be a whole lot of people that's saying, we need to go back. We need to go back to the city or whatnot. I can't survive like this. Mosquitoes biting me, got all this stuff going on. And people like that, you gotta leave them behind if they're hungry. Well, if you're hungry, I'm sick of this or whatnot, well, leave or whatnot. We're gonna leave you. Or my knuckles hurting, my legs hurting. Well, good, because we're gonna leave you behind or whatnot. We don't need you or whatnot. You don't got no gun. You don't have no survival skills or whatnot. You be out in the rainforest, somewhere in the forest or whatnot, the deep forest, the Sahara or whatnot. We're leaving you or whatnot. And if they discover your skeleton remains, that's on you. But we got to have hard times because these days, they don't know what hard is. They always say life is hard or whatnot. I want to go back to my old country or whatnot. This is better, instead of just going to do it. You got a few folks that's complaining and saying, well, food is high or whatnot. Well, you have enough money to buy some seeds off of Amazon and start a garden. But nobody wants to do it or whatnot. They want to complain. There's many people that want to complain, but not many people want to figure out a solution for it. So you got a whole bunch of people that's like that. So when you got people that's like that, you are in a realm of people that are just dependent on the government. All I want to say today is that we got to challenge ourselves, because soon we're going to be at war in America. And we got to really start thinking about what's more and more important. Are we going to pack? Are we going to have a book about whatever we're going to do to be prepared? Or are we just going to sit back and just complain all day? That's it. I just want to say my piece, and peace out, everybody.